Good morning everyone and welcome back to theCUBE's live coverage of the Red Hat Summit here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm your host, Rebecca Knight, alongside of Rob Strechay. We are talking the partner ecosystem here.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of these things that Red Hat is really central to a lot of organizations and how they approach their customers and how they bring new solutions, especially around AI, to that.
Well, indeed, and here to talk more about that is Kevin Kennedy. He is Vice President Global Ecosystem Sales at Red Hat. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, appreciate it.
Yeah, so you run the global partner ecosystem here at Red Hat. I'm curious to hear more about the conversations that you're having here on the show floor and also at the dinners that you're no doubt having too a lot this week, and how that is shaping your thinking about your mission for 2026 and beyond.
Yeah, what's interesting is as AI continues to accelerate, some of our things we've talked about over the last probably 10, 15, 20 years about partnering with partners is actually coming to the forefront because the recognition that none of us can go it alone any longer is clear. It doesn't matter what type of partner you talk to, whether you're talking to a GSI or a reseller or a distributor, hyperscaler, that all of us having to work collectively to deliver solutions to customers as they're on their journey is paramount. So it's an exciting time for us. I think it gives us an opportunity to build a lot of unique things together, change the way we've compensated partners because no longer is this about resell and getting a rebate on resell, it's about full customer lifecycle management, delivering solutions. So that's been probably top of mind for most of our conversations this week.
Yeah, I think what's been great, even on the product side, with the migration assessment and things of that nature where people are looking to move to and modernize their VM stack, how are you seeing partners like kind of lean into that? I mean, we've even heard it from the hyperscaler side as well as from, the others, the GSIs and the VARs that are out there.
Yeah. Well, I think for our partners, what's been really important for them is the investments they've made for us with us in the past around some of our core platforms are the same investments they're going to be able to build on in the future. So when they're going out to talk to the customers and they're saying, all right, do we want to move away from legacy virtualization into more of a modern, containerized environment, and then continuing that journey on to AI, they're able to leverage the same investments they've already made. It's not a rip and replace, it's not having to go do something completely different under the covers of their architecture. It's to utilize RHEL, utilize OpenShift, bring in Ansible. It's going to be that same level of investment moving forward into their AI journey and say, good, we're just going to continue the course we've already started.
Reducing friction, I mean, this is something that is, it's annoying, but it's also costly and it slows you down. What are some of the biggest changes that you're making to reduce friction this year?
That's a great question. We have done so much manual lift over the years and partners have to endure a lot of that. We're trying to bring a lot more automation to scale. So we're changing a lot of our tooling, we're giving partners visibility so they can see how they're performing relative to their partner tiering, how their rebates are looking so that as they're making educated decisions about where they want to push and double down on their investments, what's that ROI look like for them in terms of our partner program, how are they able to leverage some of our other relationships, again, outside of maybe their core business, to go bring holistic solutions to their customers. They can see that through the portal, they can see other solutions that we've crafted and where they might be able to take that to their already established go-to-market motion. So I think just trying to take some of the manual lift out, we're going to introduce AI bots going forward, so when you talk about deal reg, which is a traditional partner thing, right? How do I get protection with my customers to ensure that my investment I'm making is going to be rewarded? Typically we've had to go through a manual process and somebody has to approve or reject that deal reg. We're putting together bots that will have algorithms attached to it, so you go submit that, you'll get an instant response on approved, so it doesn't slow down your sales motion, you'll recognize that you're protected, you don't lose a step in the process, it's just going to be slick. So that's something to look forward to later on in the year.
So as you move towards that efficiencies and that reducing of friction, how does that help those organizations from a predictability perspective so that they lean into Red Hat versus going a different direction?
Yeah, that's a great question. We're trying to have simple, predictable, profitable is the mantra of the program, right? We can't they can't guess on, is this going to qualify, is it not going to qualify? What kinds of activities do I need to do to make sure that I'm rewarded with? So all of that stuff is clearly outlined now, where in the past, it might have been a little bit more piecemeal. Now we'll have we got one established place. You can see all the activities that qualify for you to move up in the tiering structure, that qualify for rebates, qualify for MDF. So taking that kind of unpredictability out, making sure that they understand, here are the activities you're going to be rewarded for. We've positioned a lot of our incentives around a couple of core areas this year. One is net new customers. So we recognize we've got to go find net new customers. That's going to be the lifeblood of the future. We're going to pay handsomely for that, whether that's to the partner seller, that's to the firm on the back end, but working collaboratively with some of our other partners to go tackle those new workloads, bring AI into the forefront. That's going to recognize new opportunity, new business for us. We also have pivoted pretty heavily around solution orientation. So we've got a specialized partner program where it's a heavy lift. You got to go get technical accreditations. We want to reward that investment, right? So there's rebates associated with that. There's also a recognition from our sellers that these are partners that are leaned in with us. They're making an investment in our portfolio, and they've got the technical chops to go back it up and go to deliver the solutions as we would ourselves to our customers.
Red Hat is synonymous with collaboration, with open source. I mean, this is the community here. What is it that you would say makes a partnership successful? What are the ingredients here in terms of the culture and the values that come together?
There's got to be trust, right? Trust is paramount. If we don't do what we're saying we're going to do, we're going to lose the trust of that partner. They're going to go do business with one of our competitors. There's also got to be intense collaboration, and as I said, some of the solutions around virtualization and AI, that's forcing that kind of collaboration that maybe we didn't do as effectively in the past. So being able to work holistically with partners that come from different levels of the business, bring different areas of expertise to bear, it's paramount that we are working together, again, so we can bring a holistic solution to go solve the customer's problem, because no longer does customers want to just buy things. They want to know we're all working well together. I know this solution that I have is going to port very easily over to where we're going in the future because those ISVs have all been certified on your platform. You've already vetted and tested all of that thing. I don't need to worry about that, right? If we're not working that collaboratively with our partners, we can't guarantee that outcome.
So, as you look, I mean, I'm looking around the floor here and I see a ton of your partners here that you're working with, from Lenovo to HPE to Dell to many of the others that are out here that I'm probably missing names on. But when you start to look at even just the OEM side of things, where people are, they're going to market as well, how do you see that as part of it? Because they're putting you in a stack, maybe it's an AI stack, and they're going out with almost like what we would call in the old days, hyper-converged stack or something like that, where they're trying to make it more simple. How do you see that helping and joining that with Red Hat's force to go, sales force to go out there?
So that kind of convergence has been playing right into our wheelhouse because we're open, because we partner with so many different OEMs, so many different providers. I mean, you look at, we've got the Cisco rally kits going on where it's Cisco, Red Hat, NVIDIA. We've got the Dell AI Factory, Dell, NVIDIA, Red Hat. I mean, those are all trusted names in the industry. The fact that we're all working together, that we have already done all that engineering work to ensure that we've put together a stack that is kind of best of breed. To your point about I was in the old VCE days where you had Cisco, EMC, all coming together with converged infrastructure, VMware at the time. Yeah. This is a very similar concept where you've just got a trusted environment. You know you're going to go buy something that's going to work.
Right.
Every partner in the ecosystem is trying to figure out how to play in AI. How do you approach it and how do you think through the AI opportunity with your partners or prospective partners?
Well, we're doing a lot of listening right now for one. Partners are, to your point, AI is top of mind for everybody. How do we monetize that in the real world, right? I think there's a lot of very interesting engineering work taking place, but when we're talking to our partners, to the customers, what am I going to do with this? Where do I start? And I think what we've seen over the last year or so is that the partners that are very dialed in on specific, whether it's processes, that they're going to line of business executives to talk about, like we can modernize this, we can take a lot of your manual intervention out, take something that took 2 weeks, now it takes 2 hours. That seems to be the low-hanging fruit, right? Instead of the more comprehensive things that I think will come along later.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I just remember I was part of that the partner summit you did in Boston almost 3 years ago now, and I remember that was when we just started talking about AI. Do you see that the partners are not only looking to you for good product and things like that, but also the blueprints to go out and be able to have those conversations, because there is so much, I guess you could say, noise in the system from that they're looking to you guys as a trusted, hey, here's what a model as a service looks like,
right.
Or here's how you can help these customers become token producers versus token consumers. Is that a big challenge?
Yeah, it is, and I think some of the things we've just discussed around the work we're doing with Dell, the work we're doing with Intel, with NVIDIA, with Cisco, I think that gives us a lot of credibility with customers and partners to bring us into the conversation, right? And to recognize that we're not going to come with, it's got to be just Red Hat only, let's go talk. We understand where we fit in the grand scope of the entire AI solution, and we've been vetted and validated by some of the best in the industry, and that's why they're building on our platform.
Speaking of credibility, one of the things that really stands out here is that Red Hat is also figuring out AI in its own organization, right, and being very transparent and candid with everyone here, certainly, about the challenges and the opportunities that come along with that. How would you describe, Kevin, how it's changed, how AI and AI agents are changing how you work and how you interact with your team? The humans and the AI.
Matt Hicks talked about it when he kicked Summit off on Tuesday, that we're sort of mandated to be able to figure out how do we integrate that into our own daily practice. So I'll tell you very simplistically, we've taken a lot of information that we have on our partners and some of the programs we've run, and we've got that all in a notebook, and we can run queries against that. What's worked, what hasn't worked? Where have we seen the greatest return on the investment? How do we go double down on that going forward? Even in our presentations, we can go query everything we've done in every area of Red Hat and pull out some of the nuggets that are going to be very pertinent to the audience we're going to go talk to. That would have taken us, we wouldn't have ever been able to do it very effectively in the past, but it would have taken us hours and hours to get anywhere close, then now we can get that in seconds. So it's really transformed the way we're working just internally, the way we collaborate.
Yeah, I look at it and go, the closer you can get to the partners, it has to be great and help them have that trust, which is just key to it. Where do you see for this year, the remainder of 26 into 27, where do you see the focus for your partners? Is it AI? Is it the convergence of VMs and containers? Where is it all of the above? What do you see?
I think for us, the primary drivers are still going to center around virtualization. We still see tremendous opportunity with virtualization. AI certainly, but a lot of that's still going to be a lot of the conversation versus the real revenue recognition, at least for, I think, the balance of this year. And then sovereign is probably a hot topic right now that we're spending a lot of time on, especially with some of our EMEA and APAC teams, and how do we create more holistic sovereign solutions to deliver to the market. Those have been probably the three greatest topics that we've had over the course of the week.
So last question, Rob mentioned next year. What do you want to be telling everyone on stage next year about the progress that you made in 2026?
Well, I want there to be recognition that we've continued to make improvements. I look at this as an evolutionary, iterative process. We constantly seek feedback from the partners on how are we doing. Are the incentives where they need to be to drive the behavior that we collectively want? Have we recognized the value you're bringing as part of your solution? Have we recognized that both from a programmatic standpoint? Are we recognize it monetarily? Are we being the collaborative partner that we say that we want to be? Where can we improve? How can we do that more effectively? So I think all of those, have we taken friction out of the system, which we've talked about? Have we made some of that manual stuff go away so that we're easier to do business with? If we can get yeses to a lot of those things and we can tout that next year, I'll be thrilled.
All right, well, great. Thank you so much, Kevin Kennedy.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I'm Rebecca Knight for Rob Strechay. Stay tuned for more of theCUBE's live coverage of the Red Hat Summit here in Atlanta. You're watching theCUBE, the leader in enterprise tech news and analysis.